What's up, everyone? Daddy Robux here, and today we are starting a new adventure. We are going to be playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and this is going to be our new weekly campaign, played every Friday at 7 Eastern Time here on twitch.tv/DaddyWarbucks. These will also be uploaded to YouTube afterwards if you were wanting to catch it there, but it's going to be a good time. Our players for this campaign, we have Rage Pope we have Rage Pope playing Jerry. We have Tippin playing Vaneld. We have Turd Ferguson playing Tuit. Kilter playing Darnak. We have Kobold Mastermind playing Lothar Bloodhoof. And Spartan Bear playing Phobos. And we're going to meet all of them shortly. Okay. Our party, let me unmute myself in Discord so they can hear. Okay. So when we pick up the start of the campaign, okay, everybody is already going to be in the town of Waterdeep, okay, and one by one, because I'm gonna focus on each of you individually in time, okay. And I think we're just going to kind of go with Jerry first. So, Jerry, can you describe, if you're walking down the main road of Waterdeep, okay, and an onlooker looks in your direction, what do you look like? Like, kind of describe Jerry for us.
Jerry stands at about 5'7". He's got on kind of a muted-looking clothes and a bit of leather. He's got like a thick white beard, but his face seems to have some sort of scar, some burned tissue that has kind of healed over the many. His forehead is beginning to show signs of wrinkles as he gets on in life.
Okay, and so Jerry, like I said, the party is already starting in Waterdeep. What are you doing here? Like, what exactly are you doing at this time? Like, where do you think Jerry would be?
But Jerry is headed south to visit his kids and grandkids. He's kind of retired, and his wife has just passed away a couple of years, so he's decided to travel around and see the world a bit before he dies.
Okay, all right. So as you make your way through the bustling city streets, eventually you round the corner and see the familiar sight of your family's home. As you approach, you can see that the building is in various states of disarray. The road leading up to the door is untended, and you can see that there's patches on the roof that appear to be very shabbily made, and that there's a lot of work that needs to be done around the property.
I guess whoever bought this clearly doesn't take it up or take care of it very well, but that's no matter. Let's give it a good look around one more time, and he'll kind of go up and approach this or the now beginning to be abandoned building.
Okay. You can hear voices muffled through the door. You make out the distinct sound of four voices through the door, but you can't quite tell what they're saying or what they're doing.
Do they seem to be like human voices? Like, are they talking common, or are they speaking like a different language?
You think it's common, but again, you can't quite make out what it says.
I'll get a little bit closer and kind of listen in for a second. Try to be a little bit quiet so I don't disturb them.
Okay. As you get closer, you can hear. It sounds like someone has their voice raised. It's a female voice, and she's scolding someone else. And as you listen, you can tell that she's yelling at someone because they started a fight.
Does it sound like scolding children or like scolding
Very much
like?
so, like scolding children. Yes.
I'll go to the door and knock.
The voice stops for a minute, and then is quickly opened by a very flustered looking young lady. Very young, but we'll say maybe 16, 17. Still very much a child, but clearly older than the other three children you see in the room behind her. There is the young lady, the oldest, and what would her name be? Notes.
Hold on, let me go. I put some stuff in my backstory.
He's like, oh shit! I have to think.
Ophelia.
Okay.
Hello, Ophelia. How are you? It's been quite some time since I've last seen.
She opens the door, red face, flustered, and then slowly recognition sinks in, and she breaks into a wide grin. She throws her arms around you, and she calls to the children, "Come, Grandpa is here."
Hello, is my mic working?
Yes. Is mine?
I can hear you.
So as Ophelia calls out, you see the children come running up, Kenny and Earl.
Did he die for anybody else?
Can you guys not hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I
No. Daddy Warbucks.
Can you guys not hear me?
No.
Can now.
We can.
I've been talking this whole time!
It was a cat, wasn't it?
No, she's not in here. I kicked her out. Alright, so Ophelia, originally very red-faced and angry, as she recognizes that it's you, she shouts, "Grandpa is here!" And the kids come running. It's two boys, very young, maybe 5 and 6. They come running up, and they throw their arms around you.
As they do, I kind of pick them up and spin them around, and I say, it's been quite some time since I've visited. I've brought some sweets, but don't let your mother know I'm giving to you, and I'll give them a sly wink as I pull some candies out of my coin.
Thanks, Granddad. And they take the candies and they scamper off to go eat their secret treasures without Mom knowing.
It's great to be here. Did I make it in time for dinner?
Well, yes, but I'm afraid that there's not much.
Don't worry too much. I'll go to the market tomorrow, and we can get something. But how have you been?
How much have you heard?
Not very much. I spent the last week on the road south.
Well, it's been difficult. My husband, he was away with the caravan, and they were attacked by raiders.
Oh, geez. I heard that there was some nasty business starting up again. I hope it's not too bad. Is he?
Well, we don't know. After they attacked, he had went missing. We haven't heard from him in many days, and at this point, we can only hope that he's okay. But in his absence, things have been difficult.
Well, don't worry about that too much. I'll kind of slide my hand into my coin purse and hand over.
We can't do that, Dad.
It's fine. I've got nothing, or I don't really have that many expenses on the.
Yeah, but we'll make do. I've been working around town. Some of the artisan guilds need extra laborers from time to time, and it's been fine. It is a meager and modest living, but a good one.
Well, if there's anything that I know, it's that I'm not going to take this when I'm gone. And what's Father for if he's not to give you a few gold every now and again?
So you can tell that she continues to protest, but with every iteration, it's becoming weaker and weaker. Um, no, I can't take the money, and you see her eyes go to the hole in the roof, and no, really, we can't impose, Dad. And then she looks over to the stove, bereft of food fitting for the four of you. And eventually she concedes and takes the coin that you offer.
I say, and there's more of that to come. I'm sure I could do a few jobs around town. I haven't worked in quite some time, but can go see if the Dovers know anybody who need any locksmithing work done. It'll give me something to do, take my mind off the long travel.
As long as you don't put yourself in danger. I
I'm
think
not working with wizards again.
that would be good. Yes, you have to think about your safety. But I think Durnan was looking for some help around the yawning portal.
Oh, well, I guess I can head over there in the morning, bright and early, see what he has.
Okay. All right. And then how would you be spending the rest of your evening?
Probably eating dinner, spending some quality time with the kids, and maybe looking a bit into, as much as I could, gossiping with the old neighbor, whatever, to see like what's on the up and up in the nearby area.
As you kind of hang out with the family and then go to just kind of gossip with the neighbor. Neighbors talk about rising tensions in Waterdeep between the Xanathar and the Zentarum, and about how there's been skirmishes all throughout the city, and it seems like the city watch has been unable to quell the violence through the city.
That's grim tidings indeed, and so I guess I'll kind of pass the night.
Okay, all right. So the night goes by, and when you awake, you find your your grandkids have kind of snuck into the bed and are sleeping around your feet. Um, and would you just get ready and then head off to the portal, or is there anything else that you want to do?
That's probably all I would do. Get ready and head off in the morning.
Okay. Van Eld. So, where are you in the city? What are you doing? What would Van Eld be up to?
I'm probably around the docks trying to help my family. Maybe fishing or maybe cooking something. It depends the time of the day.
Okay. Let's say it's midday, right? And you said you would be at the docks. Is that your home?
Yeah, more or less.
So, paint me a picture, right? What does your home look like in the Waterhavian docks?
So it's more like a community home. It's like a big area that holds at least like
Okay.
maybe 20 people, maybe like 22.
Okay.
And it has like a really high roof. Actually it doesn't really have any doors. It's just a roof above our heads.
So it's
And
almost
if
like
it's
a large barn, and there's lots of compartmentalized rooms where all these different families are staying.
yeah, if it's around midday, I'm probably getting lunch ready for everyone in the common pot.
Okay. And what is lunch? What would be in the common pot?
So probably like some kind of soup with a little bit of vegetables, not a lot because those are expensive, and the fish that's about to pass, like that's almost not getting fresh.
Okay. Okay. And how does Vaneld feel about where he lives? I mean, you're describing this communal slum, and there's this sense of community, and you're working to prepare food for everybody. Um, is he happy here, or is he working out of a sense of obligation? Or
I love everyone here, but I think we deserve better. I want to get us a better place
you
for everyone.
deserve better? Okay, so as you are cooking, okay, um, you see a piece of parchment blowing through the wind. It looks like it was affixed to one of the nearby posts in the wharf, and the wind has torn it free. It's blowing towards you, and it lands maybe 10 feet away from your cooking pot.
I kneel down and grab it.
Okay, as you look at it, this parchment says in very bold print, "Adventurers wanted. Goblins terrorize trade routes. Commerce down, hostages taken, gold reward. Inquire with Durnan at the yawning portal." And um, what does that say to you? Like, what would your reaction be to reading this?
I'll get my face a little tensed up, and I will consider it for a long time before asking the head of the families there if I should consider it.
So, as you walk in to talk to the head of the families, what you see is kind of a familiar sight. All of the elders, the different family heads, they tend to stick together, almost like their own kind of secretive council. They are wrapped in clothes, as it's very cold, so close to the water, and their rags are very thickly bundled together. Um, as you come to them with this news, you see them all lean in close and begin to whisper. One of the family heads, your parents, are shaking their head adamantly. No, no, he cannot go. But the other ones are nodding. Eventually, the eldest of them all, he steps in front of the group and he looks to you. "We have talked and decided. We think maybe you should explore this. Even if it's just a few coin, that could benefit us greatly. Could have some real meat for our stew. Clothes that don't have holes in them." And he holds up his robe, exposing the big patch that's kind of worn through. "Could do a lot of good for us, son." Your mom comes running up to you, and she kind of throws her arms. "No, you can't. It's too dangerous."
Don't worry, Mama. I'm going to be okay. I know how to deal with this.
So hearing the resolve in your voice, Mama just falls to the ground. "Oh no, my babe! What will you? It would kill me if you were hurt."
I'll get in the ground with her and like caress her carefully. Not really talking, just comforting her.
Okay. The other elders walk up to you. And they hold out a bundle. "Take these, child. That way, you have our community with you. Your strikes shall be ours, and you will always remember why you have ventured out."
What does he hand me? Sorry.
It's it's roughly 3.5-4 feet long. They are wrapped in terry cloth. Ooh, thank you, Karis. And if you unwrap it, you'll see that there is a pair of short swords inside the bundle.
I look stunned, and I'll press them against me. I'll bow and say thanks.
They look at you. Go now, child. Before it pains your mother to think about what happens. The sooner you go, the easier it will be for her to cope.
I'll go at a slow pace into the joining portal.
No, come back, Vaneld.
I don't look back.
Okay, so swords in hand, Vaneld makes his way towards the yawning portal. Let's go to Lothar.
Yes.
So, before anything else, give us a description. What does Lothar look like?
I am approximately 7 foot, 300-pound bull man, extremely muscular, missing one horn that's replaced by always has a scowl and an angry look in his eye. Though when you talk to him, it quickly changes to a more passive demeanor, a more friendly, happy. I am usually covered up in a human's robe to mask my horns and entire bull body. Doesn't work very well, trust me. Or I am covered in gray or black war paint to hopefully blend into the city stone.
Okay. And where is Lothar in Waterdeep? What would he be doing?
I am already in the yawning portal because I have just gotten done with a job. I just turned in a slaver for charity work, and I'm pretty upset because it didn't pay very well, and now I'm behind on.
Okay. And so you're behind, and you're upset. So what would you be doing?
Having a drink and probably saw one of those flyers, so I'm waiting to inquire about that. And I'm keeping my ear to the ground, wink, wink, for any and all information I could get on a new job.
Okay, so as you're sitting here, right, you do using your ear to the ground feature, you hear Durnan at the bar, kind of repeating the same details over and over. You're sitting on the opposite end of the portal, and there is a large racket, as the portal is always filled to the brink with adventurers coming to slake their thirst. It's a rowdy place, only made even louder and more exciting whenever fools are brave enough to delve into the Undermountain. In between all of the raucous laughter, boisterous boasting, and clinking of glasses, you're able to hear certain words that pique your interest. You hear Durnan say, caravans attacked, gold reward, looking for a party of 6.
Might pay well. I slowly somber up, and this would probably surprise everyone because I'm taller and, a freaking Minotaur. And I start walking over to him.
On that note, right, as you stand up, the Yawning Portal hosts a very strange array of patrons. They are from all walks of life, all manner of races, from all over the Forgotten Realms. But even here, in such a diverse crowd, the sight of a Minotaur standing up and walking through the city, immediately there's gasp of alarm. Oh! And several people, quite drunk, stand up to block your path. Hey, you!
What? Why are you in my way?
Since when did we let monsters into the portal?
Ever since the guard was too chicken to send me away. What have you to gain from blocking my way?
Oh. He turns to his friend. What do we have to gain by blocking his way? He says, well, we want to see if you are strong. Yeah, you think you're strong just cause you're big. I don't think you're strong. I think you're weak. That's why you're hiding.
Okay, so with one arm, I lift this giant totem that's on my back that you can see blood splatter on, plop it down as hard as I can by his feet, and say, lift.
What?
You heard me. Lift.
I'm not gonna lift that. That's stupid. Why would I do that?
You asked for a test of strength. Now lift.
I was just thinking we would just fight or something. I didn't know. Like he bends down, but like real low to the ground. Like and then he tries to lift it up and it moves. Like he probably could have done it if he wasn't so inebriated, but his form is just all wrong. He ends up like jerking up real quickly, and it's all back, right? So he just pulls and my back, and he just kind of falls over.
I look at the other one, that his friend, and said, "Are you going to have a try now, or are you going to get out of my way?"
He looks to his friend rolling around on the floor and up at you. He's like, "Hey, the Minotaur just hit my friend. Call the city watch."
I scowl. City watch. What are they gonna do? Look how many witnesses you have. You've done nothing but bother me.
Durnan begins to shout from behind the bar. Both of you are gonna knock it off, or I'll kick both of you to the street.
I put the totem back on and start slowly walking towards him.
You! Yeah, you! Yeah, you get out of here! No more of you and your friends troublemaking today! And you see the two humans kind of collect their stuff and run off.
I sit down next to Bert, the quest giver dude, and say, I heard you have work.
My immersion. Yes, Durnan looks at you, and he says, hey, sorry about that. All of the, not everybody who frequents the tavern has, got the most intelligence between their ears.
I don't say I'm the smartest folk either, but at least I'm wise enough not to pick a fight with someone who's clearly superior.
Beyond that, you would be wise not to pick a fight inside the city proper. The Code Legal has very strict terms about that. They would pay dearly.
Of course not. That's why I gave him a feat of strength rather than bashing him through the wall.
Good.
Plan to solve things more diplomatically than with my fists.
Well,
not exactly the most well-loved here, now am I?
Hey, it's not every day that, a gob-stopping Minotaur just walks through the sea.
Give me. I need coin.
So he looks at you, he's like, coin, huh? All right, I have a job for you. One of my wait staff was making a delivery for me, and she ran into some trouble. Yeah. There's a goblin. A goblin tribe that set up a warren in an abandoned outpost. Just maybe 10 miles outside the city. Ordinarily, this kind of thing would be no trouble. But the watch has been quite occupied with all the ruckus that the Zentarum and the Xanathari have been causing. So they haven't been too keen on sending anyone to investigate. So I figured I'd like Bonnie back, and I've got coin to spare, and a wealthy amount of adventurers looking for said coin. So I'm looking to get a team together. 4 to 6 people, and he kind of looks up at you and reaches over and grabs your bicep. Maybe you'd be a good fit.
Yes, I think I shall. Every team needs a hired muscle.
Good. Well, you can just here, and he hands you an ale, and he says, "Go and have a seat at one of the tables. Whenever I've chosen some other people I'd like to hire for this endeavor, I will let you know."
I look at the mug. But this is more suited for a human. You got anything bigger? Not in the greatest of moods right now.
Hey, free is free. Don't push your luck.
Understood. And then I walk over and sit.
Alrighty. Let's go to Tuit. Tuit, give us a description. What does Tuit look like?
Tuit looks like a very short, very scrawny human. He wears a black cape covering some green tunic and has very long, lush blonde hair. You almost might mistake him for an elf, but he's very much not an elf. He's a kind of stubby, scrawny human, looking like he could barely hold the 2 scimitars that are at his side.
Okay. And where would we find Tuit within Waterdeep? What would he be doing?
Tuit would be at a library, studying about theories about dreams and memory loss, and trying to kind of piece together a puzzle that he has in his mind. Likely hunched over, very sheepish, not interacting with many people around him.
So he's being decidedly antisocial. He's reading his book. He wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
Well,
sounds about right.
As such things are likely to go, as you sit and read your book, you are approached by an elderly woman. She is dressed in brown rags from head to toe, and she looks positively ancient. Her face sagging and wrinkled, her hands gnarled and misshapen, and she wears a great number of charms and amulets around her neck, little bits of baubles woven together, an amulet in a shape that seems like an interconnected triangle, a bird's skull with feathers draped around it, and as she walks up towards you, you can see that one of her eyes is covered with a scar and has completely fogged over. It's just white. She walks past you at first, not paying any attention. But then you see her kind of stop and lift her head up in the air. Oh, that's an interesting book you have.
Yeah. I'm just trying to learn. Thanks. Thank you. Take care.
She wheels around and stoops down to eye level, kind of leaning into you with her bad eye. Why would someone so pretty be looking up memories,
I can't really remember very much, but I'm hoping to learn from all of the knowledge that's in this library. Maybe you can help me figure out what I think I should know, but I can't put my finger on.
She says, she kind of strokes her chin, and you see there's a few white wispy whiskers sprouting out from there. Put your finger on it, you say? And she reaches out and she touches your forehead. And when she does, you just get this odor, right? It becomes very apparent that the woman has been unwashed for many, many days. She touches you, and she says, "But you still haven't answered Granny's question, young thing."
It's to it.
I'm sorry?
My name, it's to it.
Oh, yes. To it is. How could Granny be so forgetful?
What was your question again?
What is it you seek to remember?
Well, without going into too much detail, I woke up in a place a little while ago, not knowing how I got there, and some adventurers happened upon me, and I've been kind of trying to figure out what happened before then, but I really can't remember anything at all. I know many things about a whole host of topics. I take to studying and learning very easily and quickly, but I just don't know anything about myself.
Well, Granny likes you, and I will give you some advice.
What is it?
The answers that you seek are in no book. You will not find what you are looking for here. To retrieve what was lost, you need to grow. Expand your mind. Seek the new experiences. And then with time, things will return. I see your destiny, sweet young thing. You must go to the yawning portal. There is a man there. Well, mostly a man. A behemoth with one horn. Speak to him. Then you will be on the right path to your destiny.
Okay, I'll do anything to find out about my past. Thank you, Granny. How can I ever repay you for your...
She looks at you and she smiles. Oh, fret not, sweet young thing. You are indebted to Granny now.
If it helps me learn where I came from or who I am, then I owe you more than I could ever give.
Yes. You can go. Granny will talk to you later. We will meet again, promise you this, young thing.
Okay, thank you, Granny. And Tuit is gonna stand up and head off to the yawning portal.
Okay. It's not far from your current location. And walking inside, again, there's this clamor and noise. It's kind of difficult to sort out everybody that's here. But unmistakable among the profiles is a very large man, covered in hair, unmistakably a Minotaur. And as one of his horns has been broken, very much the person that you think you need to talk to.
So Tuit is going to kind of very shyly snake through the crowd. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Pardon me. Just trying to come through. And work his way up to the Minotaur. And when he gets up to him, he's going to say, hello. I met someone who told me that I should come meet you and you might be able to help me somehow.
I'm done doing charity work. What do you want?
I think I'm just supposed to go with you somewhere, and that would help me grow, I believe. Become stronger, more wise. I don't know.
What are you babbling on about? What you're talking about is living. Go live.
I'm trying to figure out what that even means. And he has kind of a glazed over look in his eyes, like he doesn't really identify with what that means to live a life.
Honestly, if you haven't figured that out by now, then you shouldn't be here. That said, I'll show you what glory in metal is like. No man should ever be without glory.
Tuit is going to kind of brush his cape back to reveal the two scimitars on his side, and kind of do a little flourishy move. He is very nimble, you can tell.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Because as you remove your weapons and pull them out, a collective gasp runs through the crowd, and you draw Durnan's attention. Hey! Don't you know it's bad manners to have weapons out in Waterdeep proper? Put those away! You're scaring away my business!
I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to scare anyone. And Tuit sheathes his swords and kind of puts his head down and kind of hits himself on the head. Stupid.
Learn to follow the rules and keep a low profile. You might just live another year here.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. So where are we going?
Don't know. Need a bigger group.
It's at this time, we're gonna kind of refocus back to Jerry. While all of this is happening, it's on the same day, the day after you arrived in town, and are now walking up to the doors of the yawning portal yourself. Hello?
We can't hear you. Okay, no.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess Gerald kind of walks in the door and he says, Durnan, good to see you. I heard you had some business here. Something about...
Durnan, doesn't reply at first. He gets up from where he's standing behind the bar and walks all the way around, standing face to face with you. He kind of puts his hands on his hips and stares at you for a long moment. Huh. What did I tell you would happen if you set foot in my bar again.
Yeah, but that was 2 decades ago. I think we can let bygones be bygones. And besides, my son-in-law is part of the crew, so I'm going whether you like.
Always a stubborn one, Gerald. You think that you're so tough. But I told you, didn't I? I told you if you ever stepped foot in here again, I'd kiss you! Oh, come here, you son of a bitch! And he kind of throws his arms around you, and as he does, he's like braying laughter in your face. I got you good, didn't I?
As he does, I'll moan and fake old age pains. Oh, you're really killing me with all of this love. It's great to be back in Waterdeep. Man, the winters up north, let me tell you, my old bones can't take it anymore. I don't know if you heard, but Gladys passed away 2 years ago, so I'm here to visit the kids and grandkids one last.
Oh, I see. And how is everything on the home front? I had heard about some of the troubles Ophelia was having. Heart goes out to her, it really does.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that things are okay. Seems like you've done pretty well here. No monsters have come up in quite some time, or at least you pay the handyman.
He just smiles at you slyly. Of course not. What kind of business do you think I run? So then, I suppose we should get to the meat and bones of the matter, Why are you here?
As I said, my son's kind of gone missing in the caravan, and I heard there's some work. Perhaps I could give something to Ophelia before heading further.
He kind of, you see his face goes very stern, and all the laughter kind of drains. He's like, you know, charity is not exactly a trait among our kind. It's, I have a business to run here, and I don't know that sending an old and feeble man on an adventure would be the recipe for success, I shall say.
But you need someone with experience to guide those hotheads around. And besides, my hands have still got it, and I'll kind of reach into his coin pouch and like take a coin out.
He gives you a half smile and holds his hand out, gesturing for his dragon.
Yeah, I'll hand it to him. See, you're still as slow as ever.
All right. You know, if I didn't still owe you from that job back in 26, then I'd tell you to eat shit. But
you'd tell me to eat shit anyways.
It is a good to banter with you again, old friend. Okay, I am putting together an expedition. It should be an easy job, especially with that monster helping you. And he points over to Lothar.
You find this one in the underground, or did this one come from outside?
He lurks around town. I think he's a bit of a drunk, as he's here most nights, but you know, he gets things done. I trust him.
That's certainly good to know. At least they make him as ugly as thou.
He kind of looks over and he's like, I don't know about his friend, though. But I'm not one to judge. Even though that isn't exactly what he was doing.
Well, neither am I. And at the very least, there'll be someone that I can be faster than.
Yes, of course. Always have to look good and end on a flourish.
Certainly. So if we've got the crew all here, perhaps we can gather them and speak a bit more about work.
Well, see, you're getting a bit ahead of yourself. I think I have a few more that I'd like to recruit. Bonnie is a dear young thing, and she's very important to my operation. I'd like to ensure that she is rescued safely. So maybe a couple more hands, and then we can discuss it further. In the meantime, maybe acquaint yourself with your new comrade in arms.
Certainly. I guess I'll say my goodbyes to Durnan, and I'll walk over to the large Minotaur. Excuse me there, big fella.
Big fella, what do you want, frail old man?
The name's Gerald, Gerald Attrick, but my friends call me. I heard you're heading on the job with Durnan.
Yes, and before you call me big again, my name is Lothar Bloodhound.
Well met, Lothar. I'll reach my hand out.
I reach my hand out and very daintily grab him as to not.
As you do so, I'll writhe in pain for a second or so before giving you a firm grip back. Pleasure to meet you, and don't let my age fool you. I've still got plenty of tricks, and besides, I'm a.
Much wisdom comes in old age. I don't look at it as a weakness.
So what about you? Are you some sort of a cleric? And I'll gesture towards your war paint and your.
Cleric. No, he's a nearly camel.
Expecting a fight in the city.
Always comes in the work of being a bounty hunter.
So you track down thieves and fugitives. I am in that same sort of line of work. I'm a locksmith by.
Lately, not so many thieves. More of the stabby kind. Dark alleyways are not a place in Waterdeep you want to be.
Well, if I've got someone like you to keep me safe, I wouldn't fear walking around there if the job necessitates.
If we're on the job, then of course.
Say, do you play dragon chess? There's a few others we're waiting on.
Measurings of intellect is not my strong suit. Try this wimp over here. You might have more fun with.
Hello there, little one.
Hi. Sure. I'll play Dragon Chess, old man.
Dark, thank you for the reset, buddy.
Excellent.
Appreciate
and
you so very
I'll
much.
open up my dragon chess set. So what brings you to Waterdeep? You don't seem like the fight.
I'm trying to learn from the amazing library that's here, but now it seems like I have another purpose. I'm Tuit, by the way. Nice to meet you.
The name's Gerald, but you can call me Jerry.
Well, Jerry, seems we're gonna go on a bit of an adventure, huh?
Yeah, it does seem like that. Say, what do you do?
Sorry, what was that?
What do you do? You don't look like you're great with swords or armor like this fellow over here, and I don't see a bow on your.
I do use a couple swords, and I'm quite fleet of foot, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly what I do. Um, I think I can manage. Uh, I I don't know that I'm a liability, so to speak, but I'm not quite sure exactly if I fit into any clear bucket, so to speak, like this big man or yourself.
Well, it's always glad to have another thinker along with us. Hopefully, we can steer the group out of too much danger, and I'll give him a wink, and then we'll play some dragon.
Okay. At this point, we're gonna kind of refocus onto another person. Is it Phobos?
Phoebus.
Phoebus. Okay. So give us a description. One of the viewers is like, "To it has his kid in the bar." Uh, so Phoebus, tell us, paint us a picture. What do you look like?
So looking at Phoebus initially, he looks like a human, around 6'1". He's got sort of dark skin. However, upon closer examination, you see that his eyes have no pupils. They're just sort of stark silver orbs that seem to almost glow. His skin is flawless, and he has a short cropped beard, tied hair, and yeah, he's quite slim, but pretty good looking fella.
Okay, and where is Phoebus in Waterdeep? What would he be doing?
Well, initially, when he came into to Waterdeep to investigate some recent goings on and to try and track down his mentor, he took with him his prized spyglass to help continue to monitor the situation going on in the stars. However, Waterdeep being such a busy place, he ended up dropping it, and the thing was smashed. So he needs to get it repaired or replaced. It's an extremely expensive piece of equipment, so he's having to do some work to try and gather the money to do it. It's pretty slow progress because the main work that he's found at the minute is to work with one of the temples as kind of like a healer. Just offering some sort of medicinal services, along with, I think, the Church of Kellenborg. I think there is one in Waterdeep.
Yep.
He lives at the temple as well, keeping a room up in one of the towers high up in the church. That way he gets a good view of the night sky when it gets dark over the top of most of the buildings.
Okay. And how long do you think Phoebus has been living in Waterdeep at the temple?
He's probably been living in Waterdeep for about maybe just short of a week. It's extremely slow going. At the rate that it's going, he's probably going to be here for at least a month or two before he gets anywhere near the amount of money that he needs to be able to replace the spyglass.
Okay.
So
let's say that it's been a full 10 day, right? And it's not that there is a lack of work, as at the temple they keep you quite busy, using you for spellcasting services, mending patients, and healing the wounded. It's actually quite the opposite. You are overworked. It's just that your cut of the pay is very, very small. And as you continue to work here, you realize that you simply couldn't keep this up. It's much too difficult. The pay is much too small, and you are quite unhappy. Or I guess instead of telling you, I should ask you, how do you feel about working there?
Yeah, he definitely feels unhappy. He enjoys helping people and healing, but he just doesn't feel like he's getting anywhere because there's always, for every person he heals, there are 5 more in the waiting room, and the things that are going on. I mean, he's kind of putting a band-aid on a symptom. There's a much greater problem that needs to be solved, and while he's toiling away, changing bandages and such, it's not getting any better. So he's getting a little frustrated at his lack of progress.
So these are your thoughts, right? Like there's nothing's getting any better. There's no progress, and as you are having these thoughts, you're interrupted. 4 men from the City Watch. They burst in through the front doors of the temple, and they're carrying several men on a stretcher. And they come in and they're yelling, "Where do we put him, Kelimvorite? Come on, where's the empty bed?"
I look round to try and find an empty spot to guide the men over to.
There is none.
Right. There isn't any. Squeeze them on the floor between some beds somewhere.
So they kind of move him over and they drop him rather hard onto the ground. You attend to this one. We'll go get the others.
Wait, how many more are there?
Well, there's this fella here, and I think there's maybe 4 more out in the city square. Another fight broke out between the rival gangs, and bloodshed is innumerable. Do us a favor, bind his arms before you resuscitate him. We don't want him scampering off.
Phoebus will kind of sigh frustratedly before walking over to check on the patient to see if he's any immediate danger of dying.
He is. He's got a number of large slash wounds from what seems to be scimitar blades and dagger stabs.
Okay. He'll try using medicine to try and stabilize him. Just what sort of equipment that is sort of at hand, just to try and stop the bleeding.
There are there's gauze and bandages. There's all manner of supplies here at the temple, but they are running out. Okay, and you're able to staunch the blood flow and bind the wounds. You can tell that for now he's stable. He should pull through. But just as soon as you get these wounds tended to, they come through with 2 more men on stretchers. And this has been this is the hell that Phoebus lives in. The gangs continue to create conflicts within the city, and just as fast as you patch them up, more come in through the doors.
Phoebus just kind of shakes his head like, is there nothing you City Watch can do about this? I mean, we can't keep this up. We don't have the supplies.
So they look at you, right? And they kind of shake their head. You know, we do what we can, right? But crimes against the citizenry, you know, we imprison them, we fine them, we do what we can, but some of them have friends in very powerful places. And as he says this, he kind of gestures down at the one boy on the stretcher. And when I say boy, I do mean boy. They couldn't be older than 15, human male, but face obscured in like a black mask that comes up to his nose, like a baklava. And as he lays here, right, he's been cut from his shoulder down to his navel. And you can see on his shoulder, it's a very crude looking circle with a dot in the center.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. Does it look like possibly an injection mark?
No. I guess I should have been more clear. Not an injection mark, not a wound, right? The cut. At one, it's the main source of why he's injured. He's here, but it's cut open his clothes and it reveals this tattoo of this circle with a dot. Okay. And having lived in Waterdeep for even just a 10-day, and having treated many of these citizens before, you know what this symbol is. It's the mark of those in the Xanathar's Guild.
Okay. These damn guilds. All right, stick him over there. I'll try and tend to him as soon as I can.
All right.
And I'll start calling for somebody else to come and help out. We seem to have another wave of people coming in.
As you shout, someone shouts right back at you. We're already out here. There's no one left to help. As the other remaining priests are kind of scrambling around to attend to the wounded.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll just frustratedly keep working on it. Just trying to keep them alive. That's really all I can do.
Okay.
At the minute, if I feel like somebody is on the very cusp of dying and they can't do anything, I will channel a small portion of my divinity to heal them for a hit point.
Okay. So, and this goes on for quite some time. You probably work through your shift until late in the evening, and finally, there is a stop to the oncoming traffic of hurt and wounded. The city guards are just as tired as you, as after bringing in all these people and bringing them to the temple and laying them where they need to be. Some of them have even jumped to action, helping you stop the wounds and tend to the sick. As you stop to catch your breath, one such guard sits next to you, heaving heavily, exhausted, and he pulls out a pipe and begins to stuff it with tobacco.
Okay. I have no problem with this. Yeah. It's been a hell of a long day. I'm looking forward to hitting the sack. I can't imagine it'd be easy for you city guards either.
It's been trying times lately. Tell me, why do you do it?
In all honesty, money. I have a task that I need to perform, and without some capital, I'm just kind of stuck in place. This seems to be one of the only things that my skills are suited to at the moment, and so here I am.
Well, not that what you're doing here is without merit. I quite admire what you're doing. Tending to the sick, healing the wounded. We all know that Faerun needs men like you. But if it's coin you seek, you can go anywhere. I mean, adventuring parties always need someone that is gifted with mending flesh and healing wounds. You could ask literally anywhere and probably find better paying job. Maybe a little bit riskier, but...
Do you happen to know of such a place?
Well,
to get started,
the Yawning Portal's been posting flyers all over the city in every ward. I'm sure if you head to the bar and ask Durnan, he can give you a lead.
Durnan, is it?
Aye, the old coot that runs the portal.
All right, I think... you know what? I think I may just do that.
Okay. And would you leave right away, or would you wait a day and try to catch your breath?
I would wait a day. I would explain the situation to the people that I'm sort of working for, because obviously they understand that I'm here for the money, and so I'm gonna try and, if I've got an opportunity to make more money, then I need to take it, because what I need to do is extremely important.
Okay. All right. So you rest through the night, and even though you sleep quite heavily, being so very thoroughly exhausted, your sleep is fitful. It's just the exhaustion has worn on you much more than just your physical body being tired. It's been incredibly stressful, and your mental health has been in steady decline ever since you took residence at the Temple of Kelemvor. And now it's hard for you to sleep simply because you're so excited that you'll be moving away from the temple and its unending madness. So the daylight
Yeah.
comes.
So
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was going to say, yeah. If I'm struggling to sleep, I would do what I would do any other night, which is go out to sort of the roof and just sit and look up at the stars.
Okay. All right. Daylight comes. You head to the portal, and let's say you head there first thing in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make your way into the portal, and then do what?
So the first thing I do is kind of look around to see what who appears to be in charge.
Well, immediately your eyes land on the man behind the counter, Durnan, as he serves up mugs of ale and fetches glasses from behind the bar.
Okay. Yeah. So I would approach with a warm smile and say, "Good morning. Are you Durnan?"
I am.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Phoebus, and I offer a short, polite bow. I'm led to believe that you have some work available, paying work, and perhaps my skill with healing might come in handy.
Aye, very interesting. I'll tell you what. If you'd like to stick around, I'm expecting some people late this evening. Maybe then we can get everyone together and kind of talk about what we have in store for us.
Sounds promising. Very well. Until this evening, then. I guess I'll just sit back and relax.
Sure.
Haven't had much of a chance to do that in a while.
So
yeah,
you
just
kind
go
of start worming your way through the portal, right? And there are 2 floors to the portal, and again, the giant hole in the center of the establishment that leads down to the Undermountain, which is, the reputation of the portal far exceeds the portal itself, and you give the hole a wide berth. You kind of straggle through the establishment trying to find an open seat where you can rest for a bit. And it's as you climb the stairs to the second floor that you find one. There seems to be an open stool at a table that is currently occupied by a single human man. He is clothed mainly head from toe, right? He's even has his face covered in a reddish mask, and he eyes you nervously as you come up the stairs.
All right. Yes, I'll upstairs. I'll offer a nod and a smile. Good morning.
Psst, Van El, that's you.
Wait, I'm inside here?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Hello? What are you looking for?
Oh, just
oh, it is
a
me.
seat. I was just offering a greeting is all.
Okay, want to take a seat?
Yeah, I'll take a seat. It feels good to not have to spend all day bandaging.
Bandaging? What do you do?
I've been working at the Temple of Kellenbor, just with the healers there, just trying to stop people from dying. There's a lot of carnage on the streets lately, so it falls to us to keep the people alive, I guess.
Huh. I don't think I can relate to you. I just space out.
I don't think I can relate to you. Let's just sit here quietly.
He actually is. Phoebus is perfectly fine with that. He just kind of leans back against the wall a little bit, and just kind of closes his eyes and just relaxes, just absorbed in his own thoughts.
Okay. All right. So you guys arrived at the portal early morning, right? The rest of the group is there, late afternoon, early evening. I guess if you guys are content to just sit and wait, let's check in with the last member, last but not least, Darnak. Tell us, what does Darnak look like?
All right, Darnak is a older man who looks kind of withdrawn from his surroundings. While he's dressed in clothes that kind of make him stick out a bit. They're very nice, but fringed around the edges. His disheveled hair hangs from under his hat, covering most of his face. Every so often, he'll move out of the way to reveal a charming grin. And he stands about 5 feet tall, though you wouldn't actually know because he's kind of hunched over, keeps his arms tucked in, almost like he's trying to not be seen.
Okay. And where would Darnak be in Waterdeep? What is he doing?
For the first time returning to Waterdeep in many years, he would first head down to the dock ward where he grew up. Pretty much going to reminisce about some of the events in his past.
Okay. So as you sit here on the dock ward, you see a strange sight, right? You see a man outside stirring a pot, a very large pot. Looks like it would feed a great number of people. You see a piece of parchment fly through the air, and then the man picks it up and reads it. After reading this parchment, you see he just kind of drops it back to the ground and runs inside a nearby building.
Well, I'd go ahead and pick up the parchment.
It is. Wow, you see it again. It is the wanted ad saying about goblins terrorizing the trade routes and a gold reward being offered by Durnan of the Yawning Portal.
He would go ahead and take the parchment and roll it back up and stick it into his pouch.
Okay.
Then he'd continue walking around the streets looking at different places.
Okay. You can see that the dock ward is left in quite a state of disrepair since you remembered it last. But overall, the sights are mostly the same, and you can't help but feel nostalgic.
All right. So for doing that for probably most of the day, he'd then probably head towards the Yawning Portal.
Okay. So we know that Vaneld goes to the portal in the early day, right? And we just saw Van Eld grab his parchment and then go to commune with his elders. So let's say that Darnock is wandering the dockward wistfully for the majority of the day, not really going anywhere or interacting with anybody, just kind of lazily meandering through the town before eventually veering off and heading to the portal. When you arrive, the sun is already beginning to set. The portal is spilling light into the street below. And as you enter, what would you like to do?
First, I'd probably walk in and survey the area, take in the mass amount of people that are in there, and be a little overwhelmed, as he hasn't seen too many humans for a very long time, or people in general. Then slowly make my way up to the bar and put the parchment out.
Durnan looks at it and then up to you. So, interested in the job?
He would nod.
And, tell me, what makes you qualified for such an endeavor? No offense, good kind sir, but, and he kind of looks at you from head to toe.
Well, we all have to start venturing somewhere, and I've lived this long without dying on my own, so I figured,
how long would that
why
be?
not try something different? Let's see, it's 47 years.
47? Huh. He kind of leans back and he crosses his arms over his chest before he finally says, "Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We have a quite a large group already, and I'm sure this with this many, Bonnie will be fine. I'll tell you what. There's a group of you on the floor just behind you. Table right over there," and he points to where Lothar and Tuit are sitting.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll head that way then, if that's the party that's going out. And he'll make his way over to the table.
Okay. As you approach the table, you see Durnan walks past you and up the stairs. He's going to go to Phoebus and Vaneld, and he just kind of points briefly. You two, can you come with me? We're gonna meet downstairs.
Is he talking to us?
You're here for the job, right?
I follow silently.
Yes. I'll gather my things up.
Yes, so meet downstairs. So, Durnan leads Van Eld and Phoebus downstairs to the circle table where Lothar, Darnock, Tuit, and Jerry are currently sitting. And he gestures for everybody to sit down as he pulls up a nearby table and combines them.
I'll take a seat and offer a smile and a sort of short bow to each person.
Yeah. You guys go ahead, introduce yourselves. You're gonna be working together, and camaraderie is the backbone for any strong adventuring group.
Well, I guess I'll begin. My name is Phoebus, and I'm led to believe that my skill in healing and mending wounds may be of service to our little adventuring party.
It certainly would be a cleric then. Who do you serve?
Oh no, I'm no cleric, though I do draw my powers from the divine. I'm no priest.
So I'm not one for gods myself, but welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Healer is always a welcome. You go.
So Durnan looks around for a minute. He's like, is that it?
Darnock will squat down in one of the chairs, almost like standing on it instead of sitting. I'd be like, I'm Darnock. I'll be accompanying you on this quest. And he kind of like taps a crossbow that he has. I can provide support from a distance and some other abilities.
I'll stand up and I'll say, I'm Benel. I'm not the best fighter, but if you need to get around things, I can help you.
I am Lothar. I'm not one for finesse or spell casting, but if you need something dead, I'll make it dead.
And yeah, I'm into it. I'm pretty good with my swords, but I'd love to learn more about that magic stuff you guys were talking about. Maybe later. Okay.
The Dead Maker. Okay. So Durnan nods his head. All right. I'm sure you'd like to know about the job, eh?
Yes.
So, it's an old abandoned outpost. It sits roughly 15 miles outside of Waterdeep. Far enough to where the city guard can't be bothered with it, especially with how overworked they've been as of late. Inside this abandoned outpost, there is a group of goblins that seems to have taken hold here. Ordinarily, goblins are just a nuisance, more annoying than they are troublesome. But this particular group, they have been sustaining themselves by attacking caravans and other travelers on their way to the City of Splendor. Obviously, this is most concerning for me, as most of my money and my business is built off of adventurers coming to stay at the portal. But even then, I wasn't too concerned. It wasn't until I sent one of my own staff, my beloved Bonnie, to make a delivery of wine to one of the nearby settlements. And as she was returning to Waterdeep, the caravan she traveled with was ambushed, and she has been taken captive. So I require two things. And they would be for the safe return of my employee, Bonnie. And I suppose if there are other hostages with them, it would be most beneficial if they returned alive as well, but that is none of my concern. Anyway, I would also very much like this particular band of goblins to be removed from the outpost. Scare them away, raise the outpost, kill them all. None of this really matters to me. And as you'll be functioning outside of the city walls, the code legal does not strictly apply.
It's all well and good if we're killing goblins, but what if your employee has suffered death or a fate far worse at the hands of goblins?
Well, it's very simple. Both of my conditions must be met in order to receive a payment. If Bonnie is not returned safely, you get nothing.
Whatever condition she's in, I will make it so she is returned to. Hopefully in one piece, that is.
What does Bonnie look like?
She's a young lass. Well in her prime, blonde hair. Beautiful. Cannot be missed.
She's single. I'm back on the market.
He scowls at you. You keep your grimy hands off of her, old man.
I'll give him a wink. I'm just teasing with you, Durnan. We'll make sure she gets home safe.
Good. Good.
Well, when do you think would be best for us to leave?
Well, that's up to you. Obviously, the sooner the better, right? Because the longer it takes you to get there and to deal with them, that gives them more opportunity to attack travelers along the road.
That is entirely true. Are we ready to leave now?
Nobody asked him about the payment.
I've got all my stuff packed up.
Post haste is usually the best. Hostage situations never end.
What's the payment? I want numbers.
Yes, of course. Well, I understand that this may be a difficult undertaking. And I respect that and compensate you guys for the trouble you'll be taking. Returning Bonnie to me safely, and I will pay each of you a stipend of 25 gold dragons. However, if you can return Bonnie to me safely and ensure that the goblins will not return, then I will up the payment, doubled to 50 gold a head.
Quite a wealthy man.
So do you want those heads delivered here then?
Oh, no, don't bring the heads within the city. The black robes would have your heads. No, just ensure that they can't return. And I'm gonna have my man here, and he points to Jerry. He will be all the proof I need. I trust this man.
Can he doesn't defend himself?
No, I'm sure Durnan wouldn't have him come with us if he wasn't capable of that. He seems to have assembled a pretty capable group of people. So yeah, I think we should be fine.
Excellent, excellent. So is everybody in agreement then?
Let us
Stretch my hand.
Good. He pulls out a small leather-bound book. Let me just record our contract and what should I call your group? I need to know for my ledger.
The Band of the Slug.
More like the brain of a slug.
The beefy voice, the chat, and the companions.
Yeah, let's have chat name it.
How about 2 old guys, a cow, and some randos?
Yeah, like that.
Two old guys, a cow. The Richard Heads. Get out of here.
What is chat saying?
Well, they want you to be called a bunch of dickheads. The Perfect Killers. Silent but deadly. Yeah, you guys, anytime you ask chat a question, it's a mistake.
Oh no, this is perfect.
The
This is
Mayhem
exactly
Makers.
what we want. There we go. That's the one.
All right, let's go with a mistake. TPK incoming.
How about Friday Night Fight?
All right, I think Mayhem Makers was probably the best from that list. Although I don't know how I feel about that being the moniker for this campaign.
I do like
I'm just
a
gonna have to
mistake,
start
but
writing anti-murder hobo plot lines right now. Let's just go ahead and.
Don't worry, I'm not a murder hope
Okay.
yet.
All right, focus. So Durnan starts recording, writes it all down, and then he clasps his book shut with a snap. Says, "All right, we have an accord. I will be eagerly awaiting your return."
let's get going.
Very well. Phoebus will stand up and make for the door.
We shall leave post haste.
And I take the lead.
What
Okay.
time of day is right now?
Well, right now, remember, when Darnak was arriving, the sun was setting. So it's early evening. Which could be advantageous, because you're approaching the keep under cover of night. But, I think there's only, one of you? Two of you? That might have dark vision? So you're going to need torches or lanterns and all that other fun stuff. So, I guess I'll ask you guys. Durnan didn't say there was a time limit, but he would like you to go right away. Do you go now while it's dark, or do you wait till morning?
I don't mind sleeping out. I don't mind sleeping out in the wilderness. I think we should head now, at least while the sun's still up. We can get a few hours in.
I think we should attack at daybreak, but at least make it there tonight.
I think the best moment of our attack is when the sun is rising. Let's travel at night and arrive at that moment. We can wait outside.
Sure, whatever you all think is best. If you decide that you want to continue in darkness, I can provide some light for us, however.
And Darnak will get up and walk to the door, holding it open for everyone.
Yeah, Phoebus will nod in thanks. Sorry, go ahead. Phoebus will nod in thanks as he walks by.
He returns the nod.
Why is my...
Okay.
Tuit kind of scurries out, looking at the ground.
All right then. So are we hiking it, or does anybody have any transportation?
I'm walking.
Yeah, I think you guys are just walking. And he said it was 15 miles outside the city. So...
Quick, everyone, grab a boat.
Don't even.
Says it would take half a day to travel 15 miles on foot. So,
Well, we can travel a few miles down the road, make camp, and then finish up in the...
Quick question. That half a day, it's 4 hours because you travel 8 hours a day, or 12 hours?
that's counting... That's a good question. I'm not sure what I set the macro for.
Well, it's 0.6 days, so it's going to be like just over 12 hours, isn't it?
Do. Travel time. Okay.
Because there's no reason to only travel 8 hours a day.
Yeah, it is. If you
My old bones get tired after spending more than that moving.
Also out of character, if you travel more than 8 hours, you roll for
Exhaustion.
exhaustion.
Yeah, because it's a forced march. Yeah,
Okay.
the macro is based off of 8-hour travel.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then I think we get going now. Unless
We need
someone
to-
has someone to buy or...
We need to stay about half a mile away from the keep. Set camp. Wait about an hour and then we need to be at peak performance before we try to perform a hostage situation.
I'll trust him. He seems more experienced than I.
It sounds like a good idea. Perhaps we could observe them as well. Maybe find another way in that isn't charging a well-defended keep.
Let's get going.
Post haste.
I don't know why my lights not. Oh wait. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay. So you guys travel through the night, break camp outside of the keep. Is there anything that you guys would like to do or prepare for before you attack?
I want to know, how does this place look like? Is there like a lot of trees? Is an open field?
Okay. I guess after you camp and you continue traveling into the next day, you're able to see it. About a quarter mile off of the main road. There is a river that intersects the valley here, and kind of sitting in this little isolated island in the middle of the river is the keep. It's not incredibly large, only measuring maybe 70 feet on a side, and it's mostly square, almost tower shaped, except the tower has collapsed, and you can see that only really the ground floor would still be accessible. You also see that the river that runs through here is not very deep, maybe only being 4 to 5 feet at the deepest point. But even still, you can see that it almost forms a little moat going around the keep. But other than that, the way is pretty much devoid of trees in the immediate surroundings. There's a scattered low shrub. But as you look at the keep from the distance, can you guys make a perception check? We'll just do like a group perception check.
Sure.
We'll say DC 10 because it's
And my passive is 17, if that matters.
It does not. 21, 2, 5, 5. 6.
Well, I accidentally rolled twice and they were both terrible.
Man, at least you guys got all
the
those.
amount of ones.
Look at that. Jeez.
1 in 400.
Too much red.
All right. As you stand and you glance at the keep, you don't see signs of any movement. It looks like it's relatively unguarded, and it will be easy to sneak up.
You think they're out on patrol? Maybe out harassing caravans during the day. We might have got the drop on them while they leave their lair unguarded, or less.
Best not to go through the front door. Check for any escapes before. Goblins are crafty like that.
Certainly.
Let's wait and see their movement then.
Wait a minute.
I vote we walk the perimeter before we even debate and.
Well, some of you seem to be wearing a little bit heavier armor. Maybe some of the stealthier people can go look around.
How close do you want me to get in?
Maybe just close enough to find a better entrance. Something that's not charging the main gate. Something that might allow us to slip in undetected, maybe.
Okay. 1 second, real quick. I'm going to do the math from like US units, miles to kilometers.
Freedom units.
Bald eagle cries in the distance.
I bet the goblins have failed their
Okay, so
perception. No,
can
they
I
did not.
start like just before the river and like try to see around the perimeter, like move around the river, or is that too close?
If you try to flank around the building, then yeah, you would be very close. I mean, if you're just trying to view it off from the distance, you'd only be able to really see the one side. Otherwise, you're gonna have to get in real close proximity. Which, I mean, you can try if you'd like.
I'm still on the Dragon Heist main screen.
Yes, I haven't moved anybody yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
We are still imagining things.
Yes.
Is there like a point where I can get up around here? Like, can I climb?
You could, like, there are nearby trees, but from this great distance, even climbing up is not going to give you much of an advantage.
Okay.
Tuit says I could come along with you, stay a little further behind, but I'm relatively stealthy, just in case you get spotted. You won't be out there all.
I don't think we can be spotted this far. Let's make this job easier. You take one side, I will go to the other. Let's take a look of the perimeter.
Not that I want to be contrarian, right? But if you could see them from this distance, I mean, logically, they would be able to see you as well.
But I'm seeing the keep, right? No, not goblins around.
Yes, when you guys investigated the keep from this distance, you did not see any goblins.
So why don't the two of us sneak up together, just so we'll be safe, and get a little closer? Maybe we can see them, and they won't be able to see us while we're being sneaky.
Let's do that then.
Sounds good to me. I'll draw my bow and just in case.
Okay, so who are the two that are? Was that Vaneld and
Tuit?
Vaneld and Tuit at the auction.
Okay, so
just give me 1 second.
Okay. If you don't have a map, can you give us a little doodle to see?
Can you just please be patient?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because that was what I literally said. Just 1 second.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
So let's say you guys move ahead, right? The rest of the party is lagging behind about 90 feet as you approach. Let's say 50 feet, and we're going to move you a little bit over this way. And as you guys approach, I need you to make stealth checks. (16 and 19). Okay. So you begin to walk up, and I don't know if you guys can see anything from where you are.
Like a bridge here. It's the farthest I can see.
Okay, so what would you like to do?
We're coming from here, right? I want to...
Yes.
Is it night, right?
No, you traveled and then you camped. It would be early day.
Okay. I think I want to cross this road and take a look like to the left side.
I think I see an enemy in there.
I do too. Ugh. They are active at these hours. He's awoke, right? He's not sleeping.
That is correct.
Okay.
Come, let's walk around the perimeter.
Yeah, I'm walking with him.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's this. Huh. Do you see any windows in this fort?
If there is a window, you would see inside.
Yeah, through those
Okay.
windows. I could see. Is that maybe like through an arrow slit? I can see a couple more enemies.
Yes. As you walk around the building, that is what you see. Not windows, but arrow slits. Surely much too small for you to climb through, and you can see through the arrow slits there are several goblins standing around. You can see that they have their weapons in hand, and they are talking to each other in a very coarse language. Nope, not today.
All right, maybe we should just
God damn it,
do
Lane.
a little once over on the other side, and then head back to the group and tell them what we saw. Head around to the east side of the keep.
Let's try that. I'm gonna reload. I can't move my token. Oh, never mind. I think I'm a little laggy. Let's get going. I'm gonna reload real quick. I can't move my
Okay.
token.
So let's just wrap this up, right? Because you walk all the way around the perimeter. You see more arrow slits, several goblins stationed around inside. And then as you walk around to the very back, through some more arrow slits, you can see several different humans that have been tied up and laid around the chamber.
So in the back of the keep.
Yes, where you are now.
And
How
these
do they look? Are they like half dead or? Tweet, where are you? I don't see you.
it's a line of sight. I'm all the way in the northwest corner. So these piles of rubble or whatever they look like, are they entry points or just collapsed stuff?
This is where a section of the wall has collapsed, and yes, you probably could make your way in.
Hey,
How?
come a little closer. Maybe we can get a little bit of a better view here, but I don't want to get too close to this doorway.
Huh? Guide away.
Okay, maybe this is a better point to enter because they probably aren't guarding this collapsed doorway as much as the other one. Let's go tell the group and we can come around the back and try and enter this way.
Let's do that.
Really?
I think my token is hating me right now. Never
Okay,
mind,
so you
me.
get, please, as you get to the rest of the group, what would you like to do now?
So, Tuit is going to speak up and say, there seems to be a decent number of goblins in there, kind of lined all around the exterior or the walls of the keep. There's also a bunch of humans tied up in the back, and there's a main entrance, as you can see, in the front. But if we go all the way around the back, Then there's what looks like another entrance from the wall crumbling, all the way in the northwest part of the keep, and I bet it's a little less guarded. What do you think?
That sounds pretty good. Do you think we could get the people out before fighting the goblins, or do you think we'd have to fight them first? I'm a bit worried if they start getting pressed, they may decide to.
Well, weren't we supposed to take care of the goblins anyway?
Yes, but if we attack them now, they could kill the hostages.
Oh, that is true.
I think if we
Maybe-
enter in the back, we'll be closer to the hostages and maybe better able to defend them.
That sounds like a plan to me.
We need to get these big guys around, though. I don't think you are so nimble as us. There's spots for archers all around this building. Maybe they will see us. It's a little dangerous.
Still no more dangerous than entering through the front door. Go around the back as the
I'll pat my bow and say I'll take out the archers if they start shooting at you. Don't worry too much about it.
Seeing that, Durnan will grab his crossbow and say, "Oh, I can do that too."
I too can provide some support.
I think
All right.
that's not the problem here. We don't want
It's
to
this
be
way,
seen,
then.
right?
It's just a contingency in case we are, that's all.
So stop right there, okay? Because I know Van Eld and Tuit, they've been crouched down, being sneaky stealthy. Our lumbering Minotaur has made no such attempt. And as you walk up closer to the keep, you're suddenly you hear a whiz as something cuts through the air. It was an arrow. It was an arrow, and you realize that you're being fired upon from the west. Everybody roll initiative, please. Remember to select your token before you roll so it adds you to the tracker. One, two, three, four, five. There we go. Alright, Van Eld and Tuit, you guys are hidden, okay? And Jerry, with your keen observation, you were able to kind of see where the arrow came from and track its destination. You see a pile of goblins hiding under the bridge that leads to the main gate. However, everyone else, which would be Darnock, Phoebus, and Lothar, you are completely taken by shock. You thought you were being stealthy, but instead, it looks like the goblins were aware of you all along. So you three will be surprised. Huh. Yay!
It's fun because he's a Minotaur.
Okay, so Lothar would go first, but he is surprised. Van Eld?
Okay, I'm going to move here. I'm going to dodge, and that's my turn.
Dodge action. Okay, to it.
I'm going to move here and also dodge. And that's my...
Jerry?
Is the goblin behind cover? Do I have a clear shot?
You have a clear shot. They are kind of like hiding below the bridge, but from your angle, like you can see them clearly.
Certainly. I'll take aim and put one right between his eyes.
Is this the furthest one in the front? That will be a
close
hit.
one. Nice.
And for 7,
got him under the bridge.
Yep, the goblin takes the arrow right in the chest. He throws its hand up and falls to the ground. The goblins will take it their turn now. The other one climbs up, from its vantage point behind the bridge, and it begins to shout, "Intruders! Intruders!" as it runs into the keep. Phoebus.
All right. Well, not a whole lot we can do in terms of trying to fight them off. However, sorry, I'm just trying to get range. All right. Yeah. So I will sort of point my white oaken staff at this creature here.
That is a goblin.
All right, the goblin now, and shoot out a bolt of flame.
Oh yeah, that is a hit.
That is a yeah.
Finished?
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so this goblin, you see him retreat back as well and begins to climb up the steps. As he stands here on the top, you see him pull out a crossbow, and he is going to level it at Darnock. 16?
That hits.
Actually, wait a minute. What's the range here? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep, that is a hit. So take 7, and then it will be your turn. Oh shit. Almost killed him.
Alright. Looking confused. He turns his crossbow towards the same goblin and fires.
Yep, that will hit.
And then he will kind of move back a little bit.
Okay. It is the start of the next round. Before we continue, though, let me add the goblins inside the keep to the tracker. Okay, Lothar, you are still going to go next.
This way, don't push through the main fold as I dash up to the.
What is this? Okay, so you're just gonna dash up that way. And then are you finished? Okay, this goblin. You see him come running out of the keep. And he, it's still, again, obviously a goblin. But you see his attire is slightly different. He looks more ornamented than the other ones do. And he's wearing little plates of armor. And as he steps out, he looks at everyone here, levels his crossbow to it, and fires with disadvantage. Because dodging. How's 18?
Yeah, that hits. Just for the record, he spotted us because we were hidden, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Van Eld?
Quite the situation. He also discovered me, right?
Yeah, the goblins are very much aware of everyone's presence.
Okay, hit and run. I'm hitting the fancy looking goblin
Okay,
with my short bow. Yeah, 11 to hit, no.
that is a miss.
And I think I'm trying to get closer to the group. That's my turn.
Okay, to it.
Druid is going to bonus action sec. All right, and then dash towards the road. Actually, he's gonna just move his normal movement and dodge again.
Jerry.
I will take a shot at the guy with my crossbow.
Okay. Uh, 16 is a hit. He looks badly injured, but he kind of grasps the arrow and he pulls it out and stares at you as he does. No further action?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay, the goblins now. You hear a lot of commotion coming from inside the castle. And let me see here. Oh. Wait a minute. Let's just Man, it's really kind of like it's just a sight line. Again, we're gonna he can see him. I'm fine. Anyway, so that guy is gonna move up here, and the other two are gonna run out from the inside of the castle. And then, okay, so from where you are, Lothar, you see another arrow comes flying down from one of the arrow slits. It misses, landing in the ground at your feet. The other two attacking with disadvantage towards to it. And the arrows come flying towards you, but you are able to quickly dodge and spin out of the way. Phoebus.
All right. I'll once again level my staff. This time at the injured goblin here, and shoot out another bolt of white flame.
That is a hit and a dead goblin.
Okay, with that, Phoebus will move up a little bit. Just to try and stay somewhere near both groups. So if you can move to help anybody if they need to. And that will end his turn.
Okay, so now these goblins, they are going to run in this door up here and up here. Lothar, from where you stand, you can see goblin faces at each of these arrow slits. I know that you can't physically see them, there's a limitation of the map, but there are one here, here, and here. Two of them are going to fire on you now. Phew. Oh dear. Take that, I said. And that one too. Bam, bam, and you see Lothar. Wait, so let's picture this, right? So on his first turn, he's like, "Come this way," and he's charging, right? And he's just bull, and he's running, and then you see bop bop, and he goes down, and he's just laying there face down in the dirt. Next,
I think my Discord cut out.
Darnock.
All right. In a slight panic and not feeling too well after that last attack, he's going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor.
I can't believe he's down.
And that will be his turn.
All right, Lothar, I need a death save. Lothar, are you here? Hey, there you go. All right, so you have one fail. Vanille.
I'm gonna shoot at this. Oh, I'm with the rule. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that guy.
This is the one in the front, correct?
No, the one that's
In the back.
away.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
so 10 damage will kill the goblin.
And I'm going to move here. That's my turn.
Okay, to it.
Tuit is going to run up to this goblin and attack him with his first rapier.
11 will miss.
And then he will attack with his other hand and the rapier in that one.
That's a hit. Okay. Alrighty. And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Jerry?
I'll line up another shot on the injured looking goblin close to us.
Okay. Hit. And
This is too easy.
another dead goblin.
3 for 3. The old man still got it.
I know. You're doing all the work. All right. The next goblin, there's one up here, and then one down here in the front. The one up here, he is going to shoot the down Lothar. He will be disadvantaged. Well, no, it'll be normal because you're incapacitated, but also range versus prone. So, pew! You missed. He missed. I don't know how you missed such a large target, but I did. The other guy over here going to shoot to it. You're getting too close. Nope. The arrow hits, but it simply bounces off your pauldron and lands on the ground. Phoebus.
All right. Phoebus is going to begin by moving up towards Lothar. Now I can't really see with the arrow slits. I can see sort of into one of them. You said there's the limitation of the map. Is there another one that I could sort of see into?
Making the line of sight wall smaller. Maybe that'll help. See, they're there, and and should be able to see up here.
I don't see any. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I can just see a little bit of that token there. So with that, I'm going to use Sacred Flame. Call down a bolt of radiant energy that will ignore cover.
And it's a hit. Goblin is badly seared from the radiant and light, but he still stands there, crossbow at the ready.
Okay, and then I'll end my turn.
So now the goblin gang members. There are two here at the arrow slits. The first one here is going to shoot at Phoebus. Bang! That's a miss, right?
Yeah,
The
fortunately.
second one can't actually see you. So instead, you see him disappear from the arrow slit and go further into the keep. And what the players can't hear is that he is going to ready an action for whoever shows up in this door. Darnak.
All right. Go ahead and shoot at the remaining goblin over here with my crossbow.
That is a hit and a dead goblin.
Alrighty. Then I'll start to slowly move up. And I'm done.
Lothar still on the ground. Make a death save. In before Nat 1. Maybe. All right. Oh. Okay, he got it. One success. Vanel.
Save the cow. I'm gonna dash all the way there.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Do it.
Seeing his friends start running that way to it is going to also make a break for it. That's his turn.
Okay, Jerry.
So I see there's two goblins inside. I can't see them now. Can you ping where they are, or do I not?
No, you don't. You don't see them. They are on the opposite side of the building.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move over behind this tree, and then I'm going to try to use it for cover, and then as much as possible, and then I'll hold my action.
Remember, we said there were no trees around the immediate vicinity.
Bush,
that is a very
you're right.
small bush.
Sure. I guess I'll go behind it and hold my action and shoot any goblin that comes to my line of sight.
Okay. So, Goblin, there's still one up here in front of this arrow slit attacking Phoebus. And why not? You see a second one join him. And they're both going to attack Phoebus. Normal. Miss. Both miss. So,
Wow.
Whew.
yeah, you've got a number of arrows sticking out of the dirt near your feet. Phoebus.
Phoebus is sweating a little bit, but he's going to do it. He makes his way up to Lothar, and he's going to hit him with a good old Cure Wounds, channeling his divine powers into Lothar to heal him.
Okay. So after that, no further actions?
He's going to move back to try and limit the amount of actually you can move to there to limit the amount of exposure he has to these arrow slits. I don't know if that helps, but I can't see anybody, so
yeah, we'll find out.
They can't see me.
So there is one guy here, and no, from this angle he can't see you. He can see the cow. So he will shoot at Lothar again. Bah! He gets him.
He's prone.
Oh, he is prone. That is a good call. So
Save.
let's roll one more time because he has disadvantage.
Big money, big money.
8. So it's a miss. He shoots at you, and it's like straight out of the movies, right? Like the arrow comes down, and he spreads his legs, and it lands like right between your knees.
I distracted him.
However, as you guys are here, you hear alarming noises, shouts coming from inside the keep. Hold still, all of you! And then a cacophony of screams, male and female. Darnak.
All right. He's going to run up to the fort there and try to take cover. And actually, I'll go right there. That's 30.
Okay.
And that'll be his.
All right. Lothar?
How much movement does it take to get up from prone again?
F.
Alright, well, first of all, I'm mad as hell now, so I'm raging. And then I'm gonna start moving.
Why is he going that way? All right, Vaneld.
Yeah, I'm going all the way there. I'm dashing here. That's my turn.
Okay, to it.
Dude's gonna do the same thing. That's his turn.
Jerry?
I'm going to move forward 30 feet. Let me measure that real quick. That's here. And then as my action, I'm going to dash another 30.
Nat 20 for the DM. You monster.
And then I'll end my turn.
Hasn't healed for 9 yet. 2-9. Alright, 2 goblins. The only ones that are here. They are standing in front of the arrow slit, currently looking down at Tuit. Tuit, I got bad news for you. Some malicious trickster god has blessed this goblin's arrow. And as he attacks, you are going to take 7 damage. And then the second attack is a miss. Phoebus.
Okay, so Phoebus is going to step back out here. He can see the goblin again now, so he's going to do another Sacred Flame.
Yeah. This is this one here, the same one as
Yes, that's right.
failed and died.
All right, and then he's going to use the rest of his movement to try and catch up with his buddies.
Ow! Why? Look, you have to go all the way around.
Oh, that's bad.
Looking in the yeah, that is bad. Okay, the Goblin gang member. There's only one remaining, and again, you hear shouts coming from inside the keep. I said still, and then you hear a thud as something heavy hits the ground.
Where exactly do we hear it coming from generally?
Inside
like
the
north
keep.
side?
From where you are, it's coming like from straight back. Actually, you can see that on the back wall there. Oh, you actually can't see from your angle. On the back wall here, you see there's like a small window leading into a side room. It sounds like it's coming from that direction.
Okay.
All right, and Darnock?
All right, confused at the one individual running off by himself. Darnock's just going to go ahead and dash all the way up as far as he can go to catch up to the rest of the group. Trying to stay as close to the wall as possible. And that's his turn.
Okie dokie. Lothar.
All right, I'm dash in here and goring rush if I get too close.
You won't. Where are you going? There's no opening there.
I thought they said there's a crumbling opening here.
On the west side of the building.
Oh. Well, now I look like an idiot.
They followed you. They knew where the opening was.
I mean, I'm trying to get all the other way.
You know what?
But-
Watch this. I'm gonna hit the freaking wall with my.
Go ahead.
Are you sure about that? You know what? To hell with it. Yeah. Roll an athletics check.
Okay.
Okay, so you charge at the wall here, right? And mind you, it is made of stone, but the entire structure here has been damaged because of the, it's in disrepair. So you ram your head into this arrow slit, and as you do, you manage to you don't so much break the wall as you do move the crumbling stones, and you go right through into the main corridor. All right, so now there should be a big opening there. And you are inside. And I'm going to say you take a whopping 4 bludgeoning, 2 because rage. And you are now standing in the main hall staring at those 2 goblins that were shooting through the arrow slit.
They just watched me charge through a wall.
Yeah, they like they still have their arrows pointed at the slit, but they're looking at you wide-eyed. Are you finished?
This is everything I wanted. Yes, I'm finished.
Okay, and Vanille, you are up next.
Okay. I can also use that hole, right?
Yeah, it's big enough to fit a medium-sized creature.
Yeah, I'm gonna step right here.
No, you can't end there because
wait.
he's occupying that
Yeah,
space.
let me take the distance.
Find potion for 12. Okay, you see there's a chest.
I don't really see me because line of sight. Can I take that route?
Yes, you can move there.
Okay.
It'll be in that chest. Oh god, this is gonna be really silly.
And I'm of them. I'm kind of shocked right now.
Potion of invulnerability. All right, that'll be helpful.
That's without sneak attack.
Which one are you attacking?
Oh, if that one is right there, then it's with sneak attack. I'm attacking that one.
You hit him for 10, and he dies.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to swing me with my offhand.
Okay.
That's without
Guess
sneak
what
attack.
time it is? It's
It's my favorite
one-more
time.
time. I hope they get something fun
And
or
that's my
cursed
turn.
or maybe even useful.
Lothar,
I'm
how
sorry.
do you feel right now?
The second goblin died on that attack. Okay, and to it, it's your turn. 95? Are you shitting?
Alright, Tuit's gonna move first into the hole.
Oh no! What have you done?
See what's there. And then he's gonna move 15 feet
Ah!
into the room and then dash. I'm sorry. I'll dodge from here actually.
All right, that's annoying.
And that's my
Nah, it'll be fine. Okay. Jerry.
I'm going to move forward. Let's see what I can't. It won't actually let me move through the door. There we go. If I drag it, it'll let me move. I assume I'm allowed to do.
Yeah. There's a line of sight barrier and an angle for the half door, and barriers block movement.
Okay. Cool. So, what is that? Is that a person or is that a?
Yes, you are looking through a small window at a person in what looks like a cell.
And then what does that look like? What is that, like an enemy, or do I
can't see enough? You're gonna have to move closer.
Sure, yeah. So I'm gonna put my finger to my lips in case this guy is looking, so he knows to be quiet.
He's not. He has his back to you. He seems to be paying attention to something else.
I think that's my friend right there, correct?
Yep. Move closer. You'll see it.
Now can I see that guy?
Yes, it's another human.
Great. Is he looking at me? I'll do the same finger to the lips as I move forward.
Okay. He nods, but then he looks wide-eyed and panicky over to the right, somewhere you can't see.
Is that an enemy? No, that's a friend. Can my friend see me? I'll gesture over towards the other ones, and then since no enemy can see me, I will take the hide action, and then or at least I don't think any enemy can see me.
No, you can hide. Roll stealth. Okay. Are you finished?
Yes, that is the end of my turn.
Phoebus.
All right, Phoebus is going to move in to help out. So Phoebus is going to move over to here. He can see this goblin over there. So he's going to throw out a gout of flame.
Oh,
I'm actually going to use my favored by the gods and roll an extra 2d4. So that's a 19.
Oh, yeah, 19 is definitely a hit. So he takes 8 damage.
Yep.
Badly burned, but not dead.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, and then he is going to take his turn, right? And you see him step up and disappear through a door. And after he leaves your sight, you hear a voice. Come closer! I'll kill them all! Darnok?
All right, so move up, see what I can see. Since I don't really see anything there, I'll go ahead and ready in action. If anything comes in line of sight, I'll shoot it.
Lothar?
Well, it worked pretty well last time. So I'm a dad.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what? Penelope.
Oh, wait. I also shout, "You move, you die."
To the goblin. I'm kind of scared of you right now.
Well, it was meant to be a threat to everybody, but I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get more closer to Yeri. Like here. Yeah, he's there. And that's my turn. I'm dodging.
To it?
Jewett is gonna run up to the corner of the wall and hide. And he can, after he does so, he's gonna get behind Lothar with the rest of his movement.
All right, and Jerry.
All right, so let's move. Is that goblin?
That is the goblin. Yes.
If I was to attack him now, what type of cover would he be?
3/4.
Yeah, I guess. Let me see. I wouldn't be able to get to him before he kills anyone else, so let's take that shot.
Okay. So 3/4 cover with advantage because you are hidden. 20 is a hit.
Not bad. 22.
Oh yeah, 22 because advantage. All right, so 6 piercing. You thread the needle. The arrow, not only does it go through the narrow slit in the wall here, it goes through and avoids hitting the person that is actually sitting in front of the arrow. And it flies through the air, catches the goblin just below the chin, and you hear a gurgling noise as he falls to the ground, and his dagger falls on the floor helplessly. That is the end of combat.
Looks like the old man still has it. I'll go over to the pens and kind of let the people out, I guess, that I saw trapped in.
Okay. As you do, you see there are several people here. Most of them appear to be merchants or merchants or merchants attendants. There's a halfling man, a human child, and a woman. That very much fits the description of the Bonnie that you are looking for.
Do I see my son-in-law? Was he involved here, or?
No, you see no sign of that.
Well, looks like we cleaned out the ones here. Let's give the place a click once over before we go, in case there's other
I wonder what's up
that
there.
are maybe on like another floor or hidden somewhere waiting to ambush us on the way out. But we should be quick about it.
I see some stairs over there. If there's more, it's around there.
No. You start to head down the stairs, but you see the basement has long since collapsed.
Oh, okay.
All right, come with us, everyone. Let's get you to safety.
Yeah, I'll check the
wait,
the
what are-
people
what are-
to see if
What are
anybody's.
these bloody footprints?
I don't know. You see that there's a door in the northeastern corner.
I guess I'll draw my bow and point at it and knock my arrow, just waiting for whoever is over there to open it up.
Okay.
I just kicked the door open. I'm still.
Okay.
I'll tell the hostages, I guess.
So the hostages are hiding over in the corner, right? And
Yeah.
Phoebus is still with them. You ready your bow, and Lothar walks up and kicks in the door. Everybody go ahead and re-roll initiative.
Yay, Lothar. That's our boy.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to hide that.
Can you see something over there, Lothar?
Just one moment. Okay. So, here's what's going to happen, right? Lothar throws the door open. As you do, you see a few things: goblins, a treasure chest with golden coins, and then after the door is open, I'm going to let Jerry use his held action, and then we're going to follow turn order. So go ahead and fire off that bow.
13, is that enough?
No, that will miss the goblin.
Big guy was in my way.
All right, so Darnock, you are first in the turn tracker. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to step over a little bit so I can get a better line of sight. And shoot the goblin with the crossbow.
$19 will hit and kill the first goblin.
All right.
Van Eld?
I'm going. Can I hide here?
Well, no, because where you're currently standing, the goblin can see you. If you hid
Okay.
like over here, and then moved in, that'd be fine.
I'm going to hold my action. If someone passes by that door, I'm gonna shoot them.
Okay.
I don't feel like stepping first. That's my turn.
To it.
Druid's gonna run in. Oh, he's gonna yell. There's some giant thing in the southeast corner of this room. And then he's going to run up to this goblin and attack with his rapier.
Miss?
Misses and is.
Miss again.
Oof. That's it for his turn.
Okay, the goblin is just going to attack to it. And I think he gets you.
Yep, barely hanging on.
Lothar.
Oh boy, I finally get to smash something.
Miss?
Mistakes may have been made.
So,
Oh wait, that's me.
after Lothar runs into the room, you hear a shout, "Krog! Smash!" And he runs forward, again decimating the wall that was kind of near this door in a similar fashion to what Lothar did earlier.
Can I use my
You can
ready
absolutely use
action?
your held action. $15 will hit for 9.
I don't really see if he has an enemy around him, but okay.
It doesn't. You don't need to see. They just need to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now that is over, now Krog is kind of smashed, and you see he lifts up his massive hand, and in it is a battle axe, and he's going to bring it down and try to smash Lothar. Got him. So, Lothar, I know you're raging, so you'll take 8, putting you at 1. No? Why would you be down? Alright, Jerry.
From the 4 damage earlier, I was at 7.
You didn't pay attention to chat. You were healed by Twitch gods.
I'm going to back up a little. I have an ally next to this big oak.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to take another shot with my short bow.
Oh,
Boy.
rip Krog. Rip. Okay, yep. Oh my god.
Still working the kinks out, but old man's still got it.
Yeah, nerf Jerry. Okay, Phoebus?
Phoebus seeing this new assailant, this is a little scary. So he again points his staff towards the large creature, but instead of shooting a bolt of white flame, you just see the end start to glow and turn into a large orb that just shoots forward, slamming into the hopefully into the ogre. I'm going to use my inspiration for this. I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
I mean, you can re-roll it if you
I didn't
want,
even
but
roll advantage.
I'm pretty sure that that's gonna hit. Okay, and as the guiding bolt cascades into the massive creature, you can see it falls to the ground as the radiant energy consumes its body. That is the end of combat.
Jerry will dust himself off and say, "Sorry, I missed that first one, but looks like we cleaned up."
Tuit's gonna kill the goblin next to him when he's out of initiative and gets a chance to attack.
Huh, well, yep, he's dead.
And then he's gonna go open that chest. Or
Hold on,
plunder it.
hold on. Don't be so hasty. You never know what sort of traps can be there. Here, let a more experienced hands take the guide. So I'll move over, and I want to investigate the chest, see if it's trapped.
Okay, no rolls necessary. It is not trapped.
No traps. Is it locked?
It is not.
I will crack it on open.
Okay. Opening the box, you find roughly 170 pieces of copper, 40 pieces of silver, and 10 gold. Oh, you got it. Okay. You also find a potion in a glass bottle with what looks to be a crystal stopper. It looks syrupy, not like liquidy. It's very thick and viscous, and it looks like the color of like iron. It's silvery.
I'll pick it up and shake it, and I'll hold it up to the party and say, any of you more learned types want to take a look and figure out what this is?
But wait, there's more.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? There is also inside this chest, underneath all the coins, there is a badly battered bow. It looks to be made of an exquisite material, and there's something written in Elvish on the side.
And there's a new bow. Does anyone speak whatever? And I'll hold it up and point to the script and hand it off to...
I do elf. I mean, I know elf. What do I read on it?
When you look at the inscription, you can read. It says, "Swift defeat to my enemies."
Yeah, I mean, my character will know, but it's actually an oathbow.
I mean, yeah, I just didn't want to...
Yeah, the party doesn't know that.
Yeah, come on. You're ruining my immersion.
No meta. My immersion!
I said that as a joke at first.
I kind of suspected it when the elf stuff. I'll hand it back to... Oh wait, does he... I hand it back to Yuri. He's the most capable of us.
Certainly. I guess I could use something. I've had this old bow. I'll tap it here for about 30 years. Might be time for a... But don't quite know how to use it. And I mean, I guess I can... Is there like something with magic? I've heard like rumors about them, but I've been much too poor to afford them.
Does any of our spellcasters
So and again, this
about
potion. Anyone here know?
Yeah, I can. To it. I think I can look at it and maybe see. I've studied a lot.
I'll hand it over to him to take a look and see what he thinks.
Let's see. I guess, well, let's just call it Arcana.
It's water. I've never seen this before. It's unbelievable. It doesn't look safe though.
Perhaps we can get a wizard back in town, pay him a few of these gold to take a look for us. I definitely wouldn't want to be ingesting.
I have some knowledge of potions and the like, being a man of medicine and herbalism myself.
Well, perhaps you could tell us more than this guy.
It looks like it's made of mercury. That's very not safe to drink.
If
Quick
indeed
sip.
it is, I would agree. Would you want another Arcana check?
Sure, if you'd like a second opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, please roll low. Yep, that's too low.
Still not great.
You concur with Tuit. It does look like it's made out of mercury.
Yeah, the consistency is very similar to mercury. I mean, it may be quite valuable. I don't know if it would be safe to drink, though.
Oh yes, sell it.
Well, we can get it appraised in town. Let's get on our way before more goblins make their way back to camp.
Remember our objective. Let's get Bonnie out of here.
Yeah, certainly. As we leave, I'd like to pick up some arrows if I can, or loot some off of the goblin.
Yeah,
Make sure they don't.
you don't have to even announce that you're gonna pick up your arrows. Just rules as written is you can recover half of what you use. So, just after a fight, assuming that you don't have to immediately leave, you can just add half back.
Certainly, thanks.
Uh-huh.
So I cut off the ogre's head and put it on a pike as warning in front of the.
Okay.
What's this Feld guy in the back here? What's his deal?
He looks to have suffered a very fresh stab wound.
Is he still breathing?
No, he is very much dead.
Good thing he's not Bonnie.
That's right, he is not
I
Bonnie.
think he's not Bonnie. I'll call to this woman, Bonnie. Come here.
She's very scared and nervous, but she comes forward. Yes, doll?
A friend of yours paid us to rescue you. We are taking you back home.
Well, yeah. Let's go.
Does she sound irritated?
Very
Or it's
irritated.
Just... Okay.
I mean, she's throwing some serious stink eye at you right now.
I don't really care. I'm just not pushing her, but like motion her to move.
Come on now, there's no need to be so rude about it. We're in a time crunch, so if you guys wouldn't mind, we would like to leave before any patrolling goblins make their way.
Okay.
Bonnie, don't be mad your boss sent us. We're here to save you.
So, why ain't we leaving yet? Can we just go?
That's what we are doing.
Alright, it's already 10 o'clock, so let's TLDR the next part. Collect the hostages, retreat back to Waterdeep, and returning the prized Bonnie back to Durnan, he rewards you all with the promised gold. 50 gold pieces each. If you'd like, you can use this time. Of course, there would be a long rest along the way, as there's a long travel between the two. So you go ahead, recover your class features, abilities, hit dice, hit points, whatever, and give me a moment. I'm gonna calculate the XP for tonight, and then we'll be wrapping it up. There's a 1. Oh shit, how many were there? So gang members, there was 1, 2, 3, and then there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean,
5, 7.
killing something, getting killed, it's kind of the same, right?
Well, I mean, I did kill a wall.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
Oh yeah, don't forget to take your checks at advantage when you're
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, but it passed anyways.
Yeah, I don't want to like interrupt in the middle of the combat, but like it sounds like things could get pretty dicey.
Wait a minute. No. That wasn't right. Because my brackets were wrong.
How exactly did we get an oath bow for killing some goblins?
Magic. And Twitch gods.
Oh,
Do you need
nice.
to
Well,
speak?
thanks, Twitch.
Do you need to speak Elven to
Okay,
trigger the
it
bow?
is 125 experience each. And let's call it another 75 experience for completing Durnan's quest. And then that will be it. So thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. Appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that follow button. If you haven't already, join us in the Discord. That's where we hang out through the week and organize all of our games. Also, if you want to see more, check out the schedule underneath the stream. We play Dungeons & Dragons all throughout the week, and many of those days are on our schedule. Check it out. I'm Daddy Warbucks, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning for the Tomb of Annihilation.